Alright, friends, subscribers, and other strangers, what's up? So, I come to you today with this new video hot off the presses to answer one of the questions I get asked most frequently in videos. And, I want to answer this for everyone, but kind of selfishly want to make this video so that every time someone asks, I can just send them the link. Instead of having to, most time I ignore it because it's a complicated question. So, and it's not something that can be easily done in a couple sentences. Question is, how do I find the products that I sell? How do I know which products will sell? And so, my answer is not going to be the typical answer. My answer, first thing I'm going to tell you to do is you need to, if you see me looking down, I got some notes here, is to set your mind right. It's important to understand that there's more value to an item for people than what it actually sells for in a store. Normal items sell online at and above retail price every day, all day. And just because that's not something that you're willing to do, that you actually will go get it, not everyone is in the same situation. The value of an item is what a customer is willing to pay for it, not what you paid for it, not what it sells for. To each individual customer, there is a different value. Not everyone has a Walmart down the street or can easily get to drugstores, or so ordering online and having stuff, while they're at work and they know, oh heck, I need this. Do they want to spend, hours going to get, whether it's just regular stuff like paper towels or some kind of medicine or whatever it is. There are a variety of reasons. Some people will pay more because they're embarrassed. They don't want to buy personal hygiene products or. So I'm not going to say that word that everybody knows that I will say. So don't look for it to happen here. Yeah, that's a good one. But there's a lot of money in that one, by the way. Anyway, so it's important to throw all your preconceived notions about what an idea is worth out the window. As far as what you can sell it for. That notion will help you in some areas. It'll help you in areas to where, especially if you're thrifting yard sales and doing that kind of stuff for eBay, it's very valuable information for you to understand what something is worth, because it helps you look and save you some time. But for retail arbitrage, it doesn't do a lot of good. So, the next thing you need to do is decide what type of business model you're going to run. Whether that is and then they're all fine models. It's just what is your thing to do. Doesn't, there's no good or bad. Don't let anyone tell you that, oh my God, you do RA, you're the devil. Or you can't make money at wholesale because the margins are so thin. Online arbitrage is cutthroat and there's so many people doing it. By the time you get the item there, the price is going to be through the roof. Or the price is going to have dropped and you're not going to make any money. I mean, there's negatives to each model and positives, or thrifty use. I mean, there's, what if it's get home and it's broken? I mean, I can give you negatives for every single one of them, and I can give you tons of positives. It's decide for yourself how you want to run your business, what type of sourcing you want to do, what you like, what you think you're best at, where your interests lie. All that kind of stuff is really more. It's much more important than what everybody else tells you. Oh my God, this is the way you've got to do it. You've got to be a drop shipper. You can do whatever the hell you want to. It's up to you. Don't let anybody else. And that's another thing I didn't put on here, but, as you're developing these things and you're getting your mindset right, you have to block out all that negativity. This job it is not a get rich quick scheme. It is work. It is a lot. Most of us love it, enjoy it, absolutely have a blast doing it. At the end of the day, there are lots of parts of it that is still really like work. And so if you don't have a passion and desire, it's hard to get through the tough times. And so you don't need, all these naysayers saying, criticizing and all that kind of stuff. Shut those people out of your life. You'll be amazing when you shut the noise down and can concentrate and hear, good thoughts and can focus on doing things the right way. You'll be amazed how successful you'll be. All right. So now that we've got all the mindset right and you've chosen which way you want to go, so what do I do? Bearded picker, what the hell do you do? Um, One of the first things I've got these. There's no particular order. I think there's five or six things. Number one, I'd tell you take advantage of social media. You know, everybody would tell you he just wants you to watch his videos. That's why he says social media. Hey, it's it is what it is. But the number one tool I find for finding Instagram is extremely helpful. You can follow a lot of couponers. You can follow a lot of different folks. They like to post things they find, pictures of what they found on Instagram. And if you follow enough people, and you can spend 20, 30 minutes a day just kind of scrolling through to see what the deals are, what someone has found, what they're looking for. It gives you a place to start looking. YouTube and Facebook are the same way. There are Facebook groups that are dedicated to bolo lists and bolos. I run a Patreon group with two other guys, and we put out bolos, one or two a day, and so that information on products that are hot and in demand, that's where that comes from. Typically, those are not the products I look for. The really hot stuff. Monopoly made my channel grow like wildfire, and I'm forever thankful for that. But that's not my typical product. That was something that was there, and I took advantage of it. But I hunt discontinued items. I chase the hard to find items. I chase the items I find that are worth a lot of money. They're not going down. They're in demand. People want them, and they can't get them anymore. That's where I like to be. But everyone has their own different things. There are a lot of people who go, I just want to sell the normal stuff that I can run to Walmart, buy 10 of them, send them in, or buy 30 of them, send them in. Maybe I go to Costco and buy 100 of them, wherever you buy them. And that's perfectly fine. Just keep sending them over and over, rinse and repeat. But one of the first things I would tell you to do is actually go to the store and walk around. None of this is going to be rocket science. It's nothing hard, nothing complicated. But as you walk around the store, like we use Walgreens for example, all Walgreens clearance. Most everybody has a Walgreens, or at least somewhere. There might be some areas that don't have many, but most everybody can be familiar with a Walgreens. They have their clearance is marked with an orange tag. They change everything Saturday night, and Sunday morning they start fresh. So some of the clearance tags may still be the same, but they could have been marked down. But the items, once they hit clearance, they're going to stay on clearance. So what do I do Sunday, Monday? I visit one of my local Walgreens, and I'll walk up and down the aisles and see if anything's changed. What's been added to clearance? Is it a good enough markdown? I check them over and over to make sure and see if the tag was changed, because just because today it's no good doesn't mean on the next markdown day, hey, I can make money on it. So I constantly check. Use the same method in all the stores I go in. The first of the week I'll wander through a Walmart just to see what's on clearance, where the yellow tags are, and you'd be amazed when you see the yellow tags. The way Walmart has moved to do their clearance now, you'll look in a section and go, damn, that whole section's on sale. That generally signals that a reset is coming. They're clearancing out the items that they're not going to carry moving forward, so they start to clearance them out early. These are items that are still in their system, still on the current setup for the area, so they haven't made the clearance out yet. So you can have advantage over the people who just go, I'm checking the clearance. They didn't have anything on the clearance aisle. Oh my God, I don't have nothing. I gotta go. But there are a lot of items that are on clearance before they hit the clearance aisle, and it's important to understand that. So yeah, check the resets, and there's some schedules, and a lot of the stores use that same method. You'll see all of a sudden a lot of tags in a certain area. That means something new is coming. And so how do you take advantage of that? Check the new stuff when it gets there. If you're one who wants to chase the hottest items, first, the Ricky Bobby School of Resale, need I remind you. If you're first, you make a lot of money. If you're last, you make a lot of money. In the middle, you're just getting beat down by the competition. It's just law of supply and demand. So next up, you have to do that method frequently. Like once a week. You just can't say an item is profitable and doesn't. That's it. I'm never going to make money on that item. Each store is different in their markdowns. There's 8 Walmarts in this area, and they all have different levels of markdowns. And it's very interesting, there's sites that can help you with that, like Brickseek, so make a list when you're in the store, and then use Brickseek and their alerts to track and say, hey, when these things get marked down to the next markdown, I'll go pick them up. Hopefully they won't be on the major list that Brickseek makes, so everybody else won't know about them. But I use Brickseek more that way instead of chasing the absolute. Now I will chase some really really hot items, something that's marked down like crazy. I'll go get. I did that this weekend. There's nothing wrong with that, but it is the harder way. I would tell you that even though we have a Facebook group and we try to help people with Amazon, all their questions and advice, and give out bolos. You can hunt bolos, but I caution you that you cannot run a sustainable business on bolos. A bolo to get you. I got to flip the page. Sorry. When you're old without your reading glasses, you have to make the print so big so you can see it, right? It should really get you thinking. Any bolo you find should really get you thinking. Are there similar products? Just because someone says, hey, it's at Walmart. If it's a discontinued item, who the hell else sells it? Walmart is, just because they're the largest, they're not the only one. Target sells lots of stuff. A lot of the drugstores carry a lot of stuff. There are local chains. Myers is a good one in the they're not the Northeast, they're not the Midwest, they're kind of Ohio, Michigan, that area. So take advantage of, out west, the 99-cent stores. They have a lot of stuff it ends in 99 cents. It's not 99 cents. There are a lot of 99-cent stuff. So, but they have, because I did good when I was in those stores out there. There's good brands. It is important that bolo should lead you to a store, lead you to an area, and while you're looking, use the same method I just talked about. You should be making money the whole time you're hunting bolos. It's okay, and I've got a couple more. Network. I'm telling you, I do best. This is a secret tip that you need to understand. Is you need to form a like group, a group of like-minded friends who share tips and bolos and processes with you, and you can share with them. It needs to be a two-way street. You'll be amazed that you get a core group of friends, 5-6 folks that scattered out, so you're not direct competition, and you'd be amazed what one person does one way, and you can learn some things from them. You guys can talk about different, and gals can talk about different things you're finding and what you're finding and what your strategies are. So I'm telling you, and I would tell you to make them at least at your level, maybe a little higher. You want people that are ambitious. You want people that do things the right way. You want so as you grow, they grow. And I would even tell you maybe a shark in that group, someone who is above your level or somewhere where you strive to be, so that you become like the people who are around you, and it's your business will level up, your outlooks change, and if you're around that negative person who just wants to get by, you will find yourself negative and just getting by. It's psychology is weird, and it plays a lot into everything we do and who we are. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm only psychotic. So it's just pay attention to who's around you and find it. And I was told this several years ago, and it's not easy. It's not easy, but I'm finally to that point now where I have 3 or 4 people that I truly trust, and information is back and forth, and it makes this easier. It makes this more fun. It makes this challenge of reselling much more doable. The last thing I got for you is sell on multiple platforms, and I don't care which ones you use. Honestly, I don't care. They're all just like sourcing methods. Each one of the platforms has good, bad. Don't listen to what others say. Oh my God, I can't sell on that platform. I never sold anything. It's no good. Do they sell exactly the same thing? Do they have your ambitions, desires, all these things? Just because one person, be careful who you listen to. Verify these things for yourself. restrictions and product condition, make selling on Amazon, sometimes very frustrating. Oh my God, I found a great deal. I'm restricted. Oh my God, I found something. The box is crushed, or the box has got a ding or a dent, and some of the value on Amazon's out. But what about eBay? What about Mercari? You should be taking advantage of sites that allow you to sell where individual items where you can take your own picture and go, hey, this product is absolutely brand new. Hey, except for that crinkle corner in that box, and it affects nothing. So, the customer knows what they're getting. Maybe they get a slightly better price because the box is in it. But you don't lose and have to sell it used. There's nothing more frustrating than really finding something great and the little red thing comes up and says restricted on Amazon, on the Amazon app. And your first thought should be, eBay, scam, what the hell does it sell for? And how many are there, how many people have them, and what they're selling it for in the last 90 days. That should be your first thought. Instead of the poor pitiful me, oh my God, I'm restricted, Amazon's terrible. There's still potential here. Let me verify to make sure that it's not a product that can work for me. Let me verify and see, hey, can I do something with this? The beautiful thing about eBay is much easier to do bundles. I'm restricted, but there's two of them there. They're such a great price. I throw two of them together on eBay, and you can make decent money. Whereas, people are crushing the price on one, but on two you get more. There's lots of things you can do with eBay. You got a little more freedom to do listings, and so I would tell you, multiple platforms. Don't do all the work to find sellable items and leave them because you have an issue on one platform or another. That is my advice. It took me a while to figure this out because all of 2015, man, I was just Amazon. Oh my God, I'm gonna kill it, and I left a lot of stuff behind. And it wasn't until it took me over a year and a half to really go, hey, yo, Beardy Picker, what in the hell are you doing leaving this stuff behind? And so just to wrap this up, which of these sourcing methods, which of these sourcing platforms, which of these selling platforms, which of these work the best? I don't know the answer, and that's really not important for me to tell you which one works the best because each one of your situations is completely different. A clothing seller who has great brands and is very good at social media, am I supposed to convince them to sell on Poshmark because I sell no clothes? I mean, it's a hard push. But I know there's money to be made there, and I know that is one of the bigger growing platforms right now, faster growing platforms right now. So, and there's a lot of young people on it, and that kind of stuff. In case you hadn't noticed, I'm not young. Okay. So just remember, each one of you is completely different, and you need to experience these things for yourself, understand what the rules are, find someone who knows who can help you, and so. What is my best advice is a combination of all these sourcing methods. Do RA. Do some thrifting and stuff for yard sales for eBay. If you can find a few wholesale accounts, have those wholesale accounts that are not making as much money, but it's a steady money while you're hunting for these home runs. There's lots of home runs in thrifting as well. One area can be weak, but I have never been, I was reading my own writing going, what in the hell did I mean there? Come on, BB, you can't even understand your own thoughts. It's terrible, right? I slept way too much last night. Last night was a sleep night. The one thing I'll tell you is, if you're good at several areas, they're not all going to be good at the same time. They're not all going to be great at the same time. You might be struggling to find wholesale products. You might be your wholesale products prices might take a dive and you're having to wait some things out. The bolos might not be coming as frequently, or you're not finding them in your area. Thrifting, it's the winter. There's no yard sales. Thrift stores are looking everything up. Oh my God, you could. But I can tell you one thing. If you're good at several ways of sourcing, they're not all going to be that way at the same time. And so it really helps your business, some sustainability of your business, and really of your life whenever as a reseller, because you take advantage of what's working, you shift gears and focus on what's working. Right now there's a lot of clearance. Buying clearance. I'll have yard sales in 3 or 4 weeks, so I'll be able to pick up eBay and make some quick money on eBay from buying things on Saturday and selling them through the week. I'm looking forward to that. As spring comes in, all the toy clearance is gone, and lots of there'll be different clearances here or there, but it'll be back to hunting for discontinued items on the weekends, really Friday and Saturday, spending some time making money on eBay at yard sales. Things change through the year. There's strengths in all these platforms, so vary what you do. The more you do, the less chance you have it's acceptable to times of bad sales or bad streaks. Are sales bad, or is your sourcing bad? That's the question I got for you. Is sales bad, or is your effort in sourcing bad? Are you not broad enough to where you can sustain whatever? Quarter four is an unusual time. The other 3 quarters, I'm a big fella. I gotta eat every day. I need food on the table every day, not just. I can't wait till October, November, December to eat and go, oh damn, I'm going to diet the rest of the year, even though I am on a diet. That's kind of weird. But I'm gonna quit ranting now. I'm gonna quit talking about it. But just even if you have to watch this video again, just to watch the meat of it, just to understand each one of these areas, there is positive, negatives, and hey, I wish you luck. It's all about your effort. Luck is where effort meets opportunity. I truly believe that. Like, comment, subscribe, and hey, share. Here comes a little thing that I learned how to do. Y'all are probably gonna get tired of that. Roll Tide.